I can see it. We're live. Yay.
We're live.
We're doing it.
Yay.
Woo. Yay. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Summer.
Hi.
Right. Actually, could someone be ready to post the link in Twitch chat for me? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Remix Off 2 Mask Edition. Yay.
Yay.
Insert cheers from all of everybody here.
Wild cheers.
So my name's Digital Monkey Master and I'm the community manager for Big Bang. I'd like to introduce to you Ashley Coe. Say hello, Ashley.
Hello, I'm Ashley. I am a community engineer at Big Bang, which basically means I make stuff for the community. I do Twitch streams, I make games, I help people out, and sometimes I do sound stuff. Yeah, that's me. Up next, I will introduce Summer.
Hi, everybody. Pleasure to meet you. I'm the community artist here. I was super excited to build this stage area to put everybody's awesome creations in and check them out. Really excited to see what everybody made. And up next is Charlie.
Thanks, Summer. I'm Charlie. I'm also a community engineer like Ashley, so I do all of the things that Ashley said, pretty much.
Excellent. So why are we all here? What are we doing? What's this event? So today we're going to be revealing all of the artwork made during the Remix Off submission period. Now, the Remix Off takes this object to the left of the stage. If you wanna take a cheeky look down here, Charlie. We have this mask over here that Summer made. Now, everybody who took part remixed this mask into whatever it was that they wanted to create. And that's kind of the foundation for the whole event. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at everything that was created and we're going to judge them, award points, and then whoever we deem the winner is going to get some excellent Big Bang swag and some perks and whatnot. But the whole point of it is just to kind of have a fun experience where we all start from the same point and then make totally weird and wonderful things individually. Hey Charlie, you can jump up the bushes or I can just drag you up here. Which one do you want?
Apologies, I could have installed a staircase.
Stay still. I'm trying to click on you.
It's running away. Get back here.
Which bushes? These bushes? You lied to me.
It's madness. So madness.
Okay, go ahead and grab me.
Okay.
Can't do it. I lack the skills. Thank you.
Woo.
Ah.
Hey, Julia.
Have we posted the link for
Hello,
the
Bird King. Hello, Julia. Oh yeah, we should post a link for the arena.
Yes. That would be excellent. Welcome. I have a clash, but the stage and the map looks great. I had lots of fun making my mask. There are so many amazing creations. Have fun, guys. Thank you, Julia. That's really sweet. Hey, 17 Cent.
All right, link should be posted.
Excellent. Yep. So if you want to come join us in the Remix Off Showcase area, there's a link in chat now.
It's the wrong link, but that's okay. My bad.
That should do. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine.
So I mentioned scoring. Now, how are we going to score this? Because art is subjective, right?
Yeah.
Last time we did the escape plan, which was more kind of math based. So we scored out of 5 for execution, style, and creativity. But this time we've just gone purely with gut feeling. on a scale of 1 to 10 how good the object is in our opinion. And then we've also picked our favorites and awarded points to those people, but we won't go through them the first time round. We're just going to look at every mask individually, comment on its own merits, such as, I don't know, this mask is cool because X. So there's the scoring. If you have any questions throughout the event, throughout this stream, feel free to post them in chat. We're all here in part to answer questions. It's lovely seeing everybody. So, does anybody have any comments, questions, etc.?
No.
I'm ready to see
excited.
all the stuff.
Yeah.
Excited to look at the masks myself.
I'm
Show
excited
us
to look
the
at the
good-
animations because I'm really bad at animating. So I'm
Same.
always like, so impressed.
There was some great animations this time.
Oh, I could see Foxy in the crowd. I could see SMP. We've got Bird King. Hello, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
So this first mask is Devil Mask by Foxy the host. Now, I'm just going to go out and say it. The pulse on this mask is incredible. I love how just with a few, three colors, it's just got this really, really cool effect. What does everybody else think?
Really only 3 colors?
It's like an
With
excellent
the
pulse.
actual pulse
Oh,
effect.
okay. I got you.
It's crazy. The brightness, like, I don't know, however they got the effect to make it literally look like it's so hot and like burning with the super bright color is really cool.
For sure. The pulsing was like, it has a lot of emphasis all the way through. So you're like not ready for the fire to shoot out the sides, and then it does. You think it's going to be contained in the mask, and then it breaks out, and you're like, oh, this mask is fire.
This
So
one
that
actually,
pizzazz to it.
totally sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just gonna say this one's actually my favorite, just because I was really impressed with how smooth the animation was, and like the little like nostril snort smoke is really a nice touch, and it looks really smooth, and
It
I was
also-
impressed by it.
Like it hits the ground, the smoke kind of hits the ground and pushes outwards, and I love that extra little touch as well. Like this is it's the only mask that is a grounded piece because the animation has to smack against a surface or kind of emanate outwards in a way.
It's true.
Yeah, I agree about the thing that I was like most impressed by was the nostril smoke. It just looks so, I'm like so surprised that something that like realistic and like kind of pillowy was able to be made out of just like so few voxels.
It's
It looks crazy in just a couple frames, but it looks like so convincing and like soft. Like it really does look like smoke like hitting the table. It's crazy.
We rated this one pretty highly overall, I think.
Mhm.
Really, really good work, Foxy. A great submission. Thank you so much for taking the time to make this. I love it.
I wouldn't want to wear it though. I think it would burn my face off. But I think it's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. On to the next.
Yeah.
So this one is Butterfly Mask by Aaron XR. Aaron was a relatively new addition to our community. He's well known for his Sapling card, which is really, really cool. He just sort of came in, made a whole bunch of awesome artwork. Apologies, I've just decided to go on a random tangent. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I was impressed with the work that he did in the short time that he's been a part of the community.
It's been like this one was an early submission. It's like as soon as the gates open, Aaron just hit the ground running with this piece. Like I think it was like either it was the same day or like the very next day, like bam, and it was fully animated. Had this excellent wing unfurl and it kind of snaps back, and I loved a lot about this piece.
Yeah, I mean, the animation is just like so smooth and it's so pretty, but it's also just like an idea that I would have never thought of, but it works so well. Like it's just like such a cool idea. And it like a butterfly and a mask shape are really similar in the sense that they've like got like the central mirrored pivot point that's super symmetrical. But it's just a really, really interesting idea for a mask, and it was like executed so amazingly. Plus, like the color palette is really nice. Um, and I don't know, it's really cool.
I can imagine like walking into a ballroom or masquerade or something, and you have like the starter frame for the mask, and everybody else is gone dressed to the nines, and then you're like, oh, what about this mask? There's not a lot of detail, and then whoosh,
Yeah.
fly wings. Like, I'm sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, this
Yes,
would be like this some important person at the ball has this like crazy mask on.
Mm-hmm. I think if I wanted to see anything to just a thought I was having, the antenna are animated at the end and they go kind of straightforward. There's this nice kind of almost snapback or unfurling with the wings, but the antenna appear very linear in their animation. If they had a little snapback as well, like a little flexibility to them near the end of their animation, it'd be like so right.
Icing on the cake. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what do you think, Charlie? Have you got any feedback for this one?
I was really impressed with the animation. I've not done a ton of animation in our voxel editor because it's a little bit painstaking, and I was just really impressed with this. I'm always impressed with cool animations, but this one was like, geez, how did they even do this?
Yeah, that's fair, because there doesn't seem to be that many frames, but they're very detailed in like how they transition from one to another.
Yeah.
It looks like there's been a lot of care taken for it.
For
That's cool.
There definitely was. Yeah.
On to the next. Next up, we have the Mardi Gras mask by McFunky Pants. Yay!
Ooh.
I love the simple design. I think it conveys like a Las Vegas dancing lady mask. I don't know what you call them. Go kind of vibe to it. I love it.
Very vibrant. I love the specks of very different and highly saturated colors on top of an already highly saturated, very, very red base. It just, everything about it does not compete too much for attention with any other part of it. And I also loved about this one, the voxel cleanliness overall was like on it all the way through the model. Like I checked the back, I checked the front, checked the tops, I check your curves, and if you like stuck to that or not. I was in my little head rubric. I was like, how clean are the voxels? And this one's definitely one of the super, super good ones for that.
For sure.
It's very Mardi Gras. Like it's very like going to the Mardi Gras parade in Louisiana, super vibrant, flower or like feathers, like bright colors, vibrant. Like it definitely catches that like real Mardi Gras festival vibe, which I think is really cool. And like a lot of the masks are like just like different takes on a mask, and I think it's fun to see this like Mardi Gras festive, really bright colored, crazy mask. And even though the colors are really like really vibrant, it's still a really cohesive color palette that like works really nicely.
Yeah.
Even though the colors
Yeah.
are so bright.
Yeah, for sure. They all like work well together, sitting next to each other. None of these colors are lost against the others.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed looking at this one.
Thank you for your Funky Pants.
Yeah, he's been a regular creator for a while now, hasn't he? Like, what 6 months or so? He's been
Yeah.
quite active. It's nice to see just the amount of content that he makes these days. It's cool.
Can't wait to see what he comes up with next.
Next up, we have my personal favorite out of everything, made by Foxy the Host. It's the Tech Mech mask. Yeah. Now, we were talking about animations on the first and what? Let me
Whoa.
just. Apologies, I pressed the wrong button.
Who did it? Who pushed the
I
button?
got run over by it back.
Sorry, not sorry. We were talking about animations in the first and second masks, and this, to me, is just doing something I would never have even thought about, like a reversible mask that does it automatically. I just love the idea of this. I don't know how practical it is. Walking around a Mardi Gras carnival with a mask that turns inside out, probably not that reasonable, but the idea of it, I love it. And just lots of small details have gone into this that I just really enjoy.
Yeah, the animation on this is crazy. Like just bonkers. Like it's so smooth and there's so many little intricate pieces and stuff. I was really impressed with it. But it does kind of give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
I think it's just insane and so awesome. The two different styles of the mask that like complement each other but are like very, very different. Like this first, like the like darker teal blue with like the, I don't know, like looks like it has like metal bars and all of this like kind of like brutal looking intense mech stuff. And then like the second style is like the white and the pink and light blue. It even looks like there's little whiskers or eyelashes or something, like still very like cyber like mech looking but more like soft. I just like love the contrast in the styles, the color transition of the animation too, like how the color like flashes between is just super cool. I really like this. I think it's like a really creative use of the prompt, and also just like mecha stuff is cool.
It's always super cool. I definitely get like the kind of hero turned villain transition from like the bright, more inviting, even the softer shapes, like the curved swirls at the top, circles at the bottom. These are like friendlier shapes, and then like the transition of the mask is all sharps, needles, bars. You know, like your eyes are trapped into the mask almost. And that one little pulse of red, just for like the emphasis, in case you thought this was the good guy mask, it's not. It's the bad guy now. It's very, very good.
I love it. That's some really great work, I think, here. Just we've had 4 masks and they've all been really good. Like, I don't.
Honestly, the submissions were insane. Like so insane. I can't get over it. Like every single mask was like is so cool and so creative.
Totally agree. Speaking of masks, here's another one.
No way.
So this mask is called Mask of Dying Light, and it was submitted by Neoshard. What do we think of this one, peeps?
The lights, the main bulb, and then like the flicker as it's coming on, like a real neon light would sometimes, you know, especially one that's been around for a while. And even how it transitions from the crack in the gem there, like there's a little backlight in the open negative space between the gem half 1 and 2 as it's lighting up. Like I see that stuff. It's some great stuff.
It's so crazy how convincing the lighting is, like the
Yeah.
lights are, despite having like no lighting in Top Big Bang, like just with color
Absolutely.
and voxel art, it is so convincing that this is like lighting up. Like I truly believe it. I
Mhm.
100%, you cannot convince me otherwise that this object is not just like lighting up with LED whatever neon lights. It's so convincing. Like the way that the light like spreads from like the source onto like the surface around it. I think there's like a word for that. I don't know. But it's just so well done. I am like I didn't even know you could do that with color.
Yeah, it's really impressive shading on this one. I could not in a million years do this.
I
Yeah,
also love the like Neoshard's progression as an artist. I've kind of just been like watching you started out using like the pure black, and I think with more and more of the models I see that come from you that are using black, you are trending away from pure black so that light can actually interact in the renderer, and you can see that, and also the bounce light that you've animated like front, or the glow from the neon light, especially around the eyes on top of the black, was going to be tricky to do, and you did that very well. I would
definitely.
like to see pushing on clean curves with things like the feathers, just kind of patterning out those curves to avoid things like jaggy. But yeah, love the
the
colors,
jaggy.
love the lights.
Jaggies are horrible sometimes. You just can't win with them
Yeah.
until you apply. Okay, I have to start again. Hey Zerglin, hey Gaming in the Wild, hey Aaron, nice to see you all.
Welcome, welcome.
What are your thoughts on this, Charlie?
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything that's already been said. Like, it's the shading is super impressive, and like the use of color is really good, and like I don't know, like the way that the light spreads is so well executed. Like, it really does look like it's being lit, in a way that we can't currently do just like in a game, and it's really impressively done. Certainly.
I'd like to give a shout out to the light streaks along the mask that give you the feeling that this is metal.
Yes, that little gold streaks that come in. Very, very nicely done here.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Even when it's not lit, you're just like, yeah, that's metal streaks.
Mhm.
This is so fun to see all the people in the crowd and standing on the float and like saying hi to the people watching.
Hello.
This is really fun.
It does feel like a Mardi Gras parade. I see everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have made it so that you could throw beads.
Oh, I know. And then they would like automatically equip onto your avatar and be
Oh.
warm and stuff.
We'll know for next time. We'll know for next
Yeah.
time.
For sure, for sure. And they have to pile up over time, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, you might want to stay clear of the float. I don't want you being run over again. That would
I'm gonna
Sounds
write it. I've been writing it each time. I think it's fun.
Okay. So next we have a mask called Cat. What? No, that's the wrong way.
Other way. Oh no.
Apologies, everyone. That's the backwards button. We have the Cat Queen mask by Blue Owl 303. Now, Blue Owl 303 was in the chat actually, but I think Julia left. Anyway, I love this. I think there's a lot of like really cool art techniques in this mask, and really nice patterns to it. I think the color choice is really cool as well. I like this one. I'm a big fan. I think it does a lot with one frame.
It really does. Like this one didn't need to be animated to stand out really strong. This one was my favorite, and like I loved the gilded, ornate little details here, and how the chosen colors kind of worked to emphasize them. And like disconnecting the beads under the cheek was also a fun choice. Like I enjoyed how you didn't like limit your design by keeping everything stuck together. Like there's a an imagined strand holding those bottom beads to the top beads. And to me, that's such a flex. Your voxel work as well was just very clean in this one. I think if I had like a change in mind for it, I would just adjust the deeper brown color on the gold just to kind of pull it forward a little bit more, as well as the curls and drooping shapes that might be feathers on the top, just to help it read a little bit better, to kind of separate them from the gold that they're hanging from. But overall, this was my favorite.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that detail where that the bead like things hanging off the bottom aren't actually attached, but it's just implied. That's so cool, and it looks so good because it actually looks like it's like more real with that like blank space for whatever reason. This one is like, yeah, the color palette is super cool, bright and interesting, and it's just like artistically like so interesting, like really interesting shapes going on, like a really crazy design, and it's just like really beautiful to look at.
Yeah, it's like they kind of in places it's like they leaned into the like voxeliness, like with the whiskers, but it even though there's like negative space, it just like you believe it anyway. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like the choices they made and the symmetry, it still works. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
This might be the only one that tried to go for like a fuzzy kind of a thing, and it turned out really well, I think.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is like so hard with voxels, but the way they solved it with like the grouping of like squares, like the bigger squares next to the single voxels, like it really reads well, and they did a great job.
Sweet. So next up, we don't. This next one isn't an entry because this was made.
I forgot.
Oh, sorry.
Black.
This wasn't an entry as such, as Punkarella is actually a member of the dev team. Say hello. Hello. Woo. This one's Punkarella over here. So Punkarella was just like, do you know what? I like this. It's fun. I'm gonna give it a go. And I think
It's so good.
it's you look at it and you're like, wow, that's a mask. That is like it's just it's in your face, totally Mardi Gras. I love it. This is cool. This is super cool.
This is like the I can't I can't handle how much I love this one. The negative space and just how big and beautiful the like muted color palette with the really bright like gem in the middle and the bright like beak. It's like I don't even know how to articulate how much I love this. I want to wear this. I want to put this on my character like right now. It is just like I want to like put this on my wall in my house. The curly shapes are so like satisfying to look at, and like the symmetry with all of the curls and layers of color, it's just like so good. And like it's a bird, it's like a swan. I can't get over it. I love this one.
Like there's even like there's like layers of depth between the different colors, so it's not just like flat as well, and it just I don't know. It's really cool. Whoa, taken for a ride.
Before it goes away again, I wanted to dote on the gem.
Okay, so I have.
This is so good.
Sorry, everybody. Like, I wrote a little script that moves these things backwards and forwards, and I have move one way on left click and move the other way on the other side, but I can't rotate my camera if I tab out because I point a lot. So sometimes we're going forwards and sometimes we're going back. In fact, I could change that, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is so good. I'm just so happy. Now, I just want to remind everybody that everything we're seeing has been remixed from this mask over here. Every single one of these, they had the same mask to work with, and just the sheer complexities and differences from every single mask is just you know they're all masks, but they're so different. They could be made from anything. They could all just be original designs, but they're not. They're all built from the same object, which is one of the reasons I love doing this, just to see where everybody's brains go, different ideas and how they execute on them. So cool.
Summer, did you get to talk about this one?
Oh yeah, this I love the gem and the beak on it, and how the curves aren't happening on a flat. There's bends in each of these forms that kind of like wrap a little bit. It is going to be kind of hard with the head look on it to see that, but yeah, it does. It has a bend in curve. So having multiple curves in multiple directions in a 3D space, it gets more and more tricky to pull off. But I think it was done very well here. But yeah, as for all of this being remixed off of that base, I did not expect like it to wander off of the form as much as it did in so many of these entries. And I loved that people did, like, they challenged how far they could go away from the mask, what they could do inside the eyes of the mask, or had things I would never have thought of people could do, they had done. And every day I would check it and be like, oh man, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I love
Loved it.
that feeling. Oh, that's so good. So, next up, we have Ice Mask by Eggnops. Who's in the crowd? Hey, Eggnops. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. I love that. That's really fun. I love it. I love the theme. I like the streaks going throughout, giving the impression that it's iced over. There's like different layers, and I like the sort of the snowflake cheeks. I think they're really, really cool. I perhaps would have made the snowflake cheeks contrast a little more and making them lighter instead of darker. But other than that, I really, really like the direction of this mask. I think it's cool.
I think the color palette does so well to make it look like it's actually frozen over, like so frigid, like the top like crown color contrasting with like the really light like pale blues. It just like feels like an icy structure, and it just looks like the mask that like the Ice King would wear, like the White Walker King or something. Like it just looks like royalty, like these 3 blue gems in the shape of the crown with like this really frigid color palette. It is like fit for the Ice King. It's really cool.
Yeah, like the color choices are really good, and it really sells the like ice. And like, I don't know if it, well, this is dating myself, but I'm reminded of like there's this dungeon in Paper Mario where there's this the boss is this kind of like, I don't know, ice spirit thing for the crown, and it reminds me of it for whatever reason, even though it looks quite different.
This one was really like, it nails the look of ice and cold metal, and the sheens across the like inset gems of the crown are very like, makes it look like there's a sheen to it really nicely. I think if I were to push that, when ice is a little translucent, you could push the amount of values between, like, I see a lot of mid-tone. If you wanted to really push the ability to say that this is ice, make your brights way, way, way brighter, almost like a wet object, like there's sheens of white along it, and have dark inset shapes within the ice. Like, so it's really a value thing. Like, if you put your object completely in grayscale and see if it's all kind of the same amount of gray, make something really bright, something really dark, and then add color back in, and I think you'll get there. But loved this one. Very cool, very frozen. I know my face is going to hurt from the cold if I put it on.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
We should make this one, someone put on this one, and then someone put on the fire one, and they can fight.
Oh, this one.
EMM?
Oh, did we lose DMM?
Oh, I was muted the whole
Oh,
time.
no.
Oh, classic. Do you know what? It just goes to show that you can prepare a lot, you spend a lot of time preparing to make sure a stream goes off flawlessly. But if you don't unclick that mute button, it all goes to pot. So yeah, this one was Mask of the Dragon King by Infernal Viper 11. I have mixed emotions about this one
How so?
because I really, really like the idea behind this, but I just really, really wish that the purple gem going across the horns was animated.
Oh, yeah.
Just sort of like a singularity or something, or the opposite that expels, that just pushes out like dancing purple particles. That's the one thing I was lacking in this one, but I love it. The shape of the horns is really, really cool. I like the color scheme for this. The texture of it is simple, but it's deliberately simple. Like this was definitely the art style they were going for.
Like
Yeah.
without being connected within that negative space at the top and bottom of the horn, or even the two little bitty horns up in front, like the amount of tension because it's so contained of an area without even having to be touched by these pieces. It's this eye is well held into that form. Like I loved that. If I saw like the little tendrils coming off to the side being like sparking with energy, yeah, I can see that animation really just kicking this up to 10.
Absolutely.
I do think that like the way that the like kind of little particles are placed around that eye gives it like a feeling of like emotion and like energy even without any animation, which is really impressive. Like the way that they're like just positioned within 3D space and like the different color, like this different amount of like brightness and saturation and on all the different particles like makes it really feel alive even though it's not animated at all, which I think like yeah, I'm really impressed by that. Also just like they're all placed so meticulously, and it just looks really cool and vibrant. I also love just like the concentric circles on the face, like details. Gives it kind of this like creepy otherworld, like underworld crazy vibe, which obviously is added to by like the horns and the evil eye, but just the detail of like the spiral circles on the face look like just like otherworldly and creepy and crazy.
Sure.
Yeah. I really like the high contrast on the palette of this one because the purple stuff really pops. And I was really impressed by like the horns could be fairly plain, but instead they're like intricately, deliberately shaped to look like I don't know, like horns that would actually grow on something. And I was really impressed with it. And like also the fact that there's a spiral going up the horns would have been really challenging for me to sculpt. So I was impressed with it. And just I don't know, I like the whole vibe of this like almost like black obsidian kind of look for the like main body of the mask, and then these like bright gold accents and stuff. It's really neat.
Yeah, it's very menacing without having to be black or dark all the way through. This like that gold pulls it forward, but doesn't like make it look any less, menacing. Even the little horns or ears off to the sides here. I didn't see a whole bunch of the masks go backwards with the form off of the mask or include things like a strap. But this one I think was like the closest to that by going and adding those little ears to it. And I loved that little touch.
Yeah, there's lots of just cool and interesting detail to this. That's some good work. Next up, we have the Mask Twilight. by SB Television.
Yay!
Just double checking. No, he's not currently here. First thing that stands out, the eyes. Amazing. Love them. That is all.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. Just
Statement
the
made.
eyes are awesome.
Agreed. I was really impressed by the star that has it like twinkles and it like sends out a ripple when it twinkles, and it's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the right eye does like this awesome twinkle. Sorry.
it's really charming. It's like mesmerizing and just like cute, and just that animation, I'm like obsessed with it. And the colors of the animation too are like perfect, perfect. Like could not pick a better, I don't know, color palette for that little animation effect. It is just so satisfying to look at.
I love that it is so nicely shadow boxed into the eye. Like you could have just filled the flat of the eye circle with it and then animated the stars with it. But like you can see how Charlie's like turning the mask around and it's cutting the stars out of view in and out, right? Like loved that so much.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't notice that.
I think if I were to push this piece, I would bring that bright color that's here at the bottom and make it the stronger part of the gradient along the front of the mask, like make it the more dominant. So that dark abyss of stars that you see inside the eye becomes much stronger. Like the contrast there.
Yeah, this is really pretty. Also, just like what a cool concept. Like having like I can't even like how do you even come up with this? Like these ideas are crazy. Just like having like I don't know, the eyes of the mask just kind of like peer into like the galaxy of stars. That is just such a cool idea. And the other colors are just like beautiful sunset. It's just really nice, really pretty, and really creative idea.
Absolutely. It's really cool to see again how different all of these things are. And this is just another example of just how a little thing can just add so much. It's something that I've noticed a lot in our weekly art challenges. Like somebody will just do something that seems very tiny, like technically, but in the grand scheme of things, just adds so much to the object. It's mad. I can't believe it's 9:15. We've only been at it for 45 minutes, and we're on our last entry.
It's so many good ones.
Last but not least, how did he get up there? Last but not least, we have Cosmic Mask by Bird King. Hello, Bird King. Hiya. There's so many snippets of cool things in this object that I like.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the gradient. They decided that their concept was cool. They decided on a concept
Mm-hmm.
that's clearly a galaxy of some description, but then they chose to go with a black that had this texture throughout. I'd almost call it a grunge, to be honest. And then there's just these little moments of cool interstellar animation goodness that I really like there's the satellite floating around, there's a galaxy, there's a meteor circling the right eye of the mask. There's just like tons of really awesome things that I love about this.
This one definitely wandered off of the form a lot with the floating stars, just like hovering around the mask, just emanating. I loved the orbiting ring. I would love to see it repeated even, maybe across like the bottom left cheek or along the sides of the eyes, or maybe even floating off underneath or above. Or so we're just like repeating some of these awesome little animated pieces that you have. I love the goblet in the center kind of emanating upwards like it's a crown of space coming up to the top.
Yeah, I am obsessed with the little meteor. I just want to watch it all day. It's so satisfying. It adds like a really cool layer of motion and just like dimension. This mask uses like all 3 dimensions a lot with just how, yeah, that this like meteor is circling in and out of the mask and the stars are coming at you like in the air, which I think is really cool, to like not only keep the work just to like on the mask itself, but actually just like using all of the space around it because you can't, because it's 3D. And it's really cool. It's fun to look at, and there's a lot of really interesting details. There's a lot of interesting like the shading details on the goblet are crazy. The shading on the black is so awesome and adds so much to like just like the depth of this. It's just like really fun to look at, and a really cool take on this concept and just making the most of 3 dimensions and space.
Yeah, like a lot of there's kind of like 2 ways you could go with this challenge, which is like you could make a mask that is like a mask that somebody could wear, even if it has these like fantastical elements. And then there's like you could make a mask that's kind of a thing unto itself. And like these last couple of masks both kind of do that, where it's like it's not just like changing up the model of the mask, but it's like here's this like self-contained, like it's got its own thing going on. It's not necessarily a mask that you would wear, but it's like its own little thing. And like I too am obsessed with the little meteor. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it's really neat.
Nice use of primary colors on like primary colors in these small speckles or stripes or patterns along pure black or pure white. It's really poppy, kind of makes its own palette.
Awesome. I would like to know, chat, what your favorite mask has been throughout all of these entries. What? Oh, we're moving on now. Let us know in the chat which mask was your favorite, why it was your favorite. So it's really fun just jumping on things. Okay. Yeah, let us know in chat. Big Birdie Headdress says gaming in the wild. So here are our favorites. Scooter D says the lava looking one. I'm assuming you mean the devil mask by Foxy the Host. I can't choose. So this is Ashley's favorite. Could you tell us a little bit about why it was your favorite, just to kind of recap? And
yeah, I thought that the animation was really just like poppy and springy, which was really satisfying. I love the colors, and I just thought it was a really creative take. Just something I'd like could have never thought of, and it just ended up like as just this really beautiful object that I just like want to stare at, and I just want to like put it in a game that I make. Yeah, I don't know, like when reflecting, it was the one that just like I kept coming back to and wanting to just stare at and look at every little detail of the animation and the just really pretty.
oh, that's awesome. Hey, you're not supposed to be back here. Introducing our special guest, Scooter.
Running away.
Running off. No, I totally agree with you on this. This is a really cool mask, and I like the fact that it's just your favorite because you can't stop staring at it. Like, what else could you say about an object?
As a non-artist, that's my criteria. My criteria is that I really like it and I think it's really pretty. I can't tell you the technical reason, but that's how I feel about it.
That seems very fair, actually. Oh. Charlie, could you tell us specifically what made the devil mask your favorite?
So I kept coming back to look at this one just because the smoothness and like the speed of it captivated me. Like it looks, the glow effect looks so good. The like little jets of fire or sparks are really convincing, and like the little smoke plume out of the nose that like hits the ground and dissipates is so cool. I just kept coming back to look at this one, so I chose it as my favorite. So good.
That's fair. To be honest, that's exactly what I did with my favorite. Like exactly the same reasons. I was just like, this is just cool, and part of me is like, if I look at it one more time, will it change? Because there's just, but then again, it kind of does, because every time I see it, something else pops out at me. It's just really cool. Summer.
Yes,
Your
this one.
favorite.
Again, just like it's in those beads, like that they didn't have to like try to make them hang straight down. They went on the diagonal so that they could have like crisp shapes of those little beaded pieces coming along the bottom, and that there's like this negative space between them that kind of implies being held on or suspended in the air even. Their use of color was really good here. The purples and the golds speak Mardi Gras to me, and the shine on that one centerpiece right above the eyes and the nose. That one had like the most spark against all the other more muted gold color. And I loved that you didn't limit yourself to just one kind of gold. Like there's multiple kinds of metals almost implied here. The two different kinds of purple also gelled really well together to imply a little bit of texture, but they're also potentially separate materials. But they like work really well together to not stand out too far from each other and kind of give a little like pattern or texture on that purple in the background without bringing it too far forward and competing with the gold.
Yeah. That's cool. We have Emma Zerglin says, I liked the icy metallic one. Bird King says butterfly. So Bird King agrees with you there, Ashley. Gaming in the Wild says the Transformer was super ambitious too. Great transformation on this one. So yeah, it's kind of like a mixed bag. I think it's the general consensus between all four of us, right? There was so many really, really great things that were made that kind of made this really difficult to judge, if I'm honest.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's only been we've I thought we'd take longer to get to this point. So as I would want to introduce the winner of the event, but there are a few things I'd have to say first. There were 2 points between third place and first place. 2. And also we had tied winners. So we had to make a decision on which one our favorite was between those two. So tied for first before we made our decision. So in second place was the Tech Mech mask from Foxy the Host. This one over here, which we've just looked at. So, oh wait, why am I could just do that. Hello.
We're all running after.
So this was the one that came in second. The one that came in third was actually the Bull mask. So both second and third were Foxy the Host, which is just incredible because Foxy's been around our community for a very, very long time and always makes really cool and interesting stuff. So it's really nice to see. We're just having a little gathering over here. Come up on stage. Come on. Jump on the bush and. In fact,
Oh, you have to parkour up the bush.
let me just open the gate.
you
Go
go.
on, everyone up here. Why not? Oh no, this is really, really
Oh,
cool.
that's fun.
Flagrant disregard for protocol.
Welcome to the party.
So, wait, what happened? Oh, okay. I was
Okay.
really confused for a second there because I couldn't see any other vehicles.
We're taking a guest away. Bye. You got run
Off
over.
you go.
All right, we're about to announce the winner.
Yes, we are indeed. And I would just like to thank every single person who took part in this. It's been genuinely such a pleasure to just take a look at all of these masks and see them rolling in, like Summer said. We're just announcing that now, Aaron. And to be honest, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Ashley, Summer, Charlie, and Summer for just making this excellent showcase arena. It's super, super cool. I love it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I've got my thank yous out of the way. I'm happy now. So let me just recap. In third place with 37 points is the Devil Mask by Foxy the Host. In joint second, that was relegated to second because we had to choose a winner, we have Tech Mech Mask by Foxy the Host. And in first place, with 38 points, we have to go back because the praise decided to go somewhere else. We have, can I get a drum roll, please, everybody? We have nothing. Where did it go?
Oh no.
Where did the mask go?
Oh no, did that pop in?
This white cube.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Feast your eyes.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Oh, that's
Well,
so
do you want
brilliant.
to press right click a bunch of times and bring it back?
Let me. It's not quite the big reveal, but let
I'll
me
look
just
away. I'll look
transform
away
this.
from the.
No spoilers.
No
Here's
spoilers.
beautiful
There
weather.
we go.
Beautiful weather we're having here.
Oh no! So in first place we have Aaron
Was it visible now?
XR, his butterfly mask. It's so cool. It's Charlie, Summer, and Ashley. When it came to choosing between the mech mask and this one, they were just like, no, the butterfly mask. It clinched it for them. Congratulations, Aaron XR. Congratulations. Any thoughts?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congrats.
I think it was the cleanness of the between frames of this animation that leaned me towards this one. Because yes, I paused every one of them and I scrubbed through. It was like,
Wow.
now cleaning up between your frames. I'm gonna look.
That's a lot of commitment.
You did great there.
Yeah, just congrats and also just like great work, everyone. This is like, I'm actually blown away by all of the entries. It's like kind of insane how amazing some of this stuff was. really, really great.
Yeah, I mean, everything was just so good. It made it really, really difficult to judge. And well, the top 3, there was 1 point in it. Aaron says it was so fun to make, and that's really, really good to hear, because at the end of the day, we like making fun activities for the community. So that's really great feedback. I appreciate that. I accidentally tabbed out, so sorry, but also sorry. Run. Oh, he's trapped. I know he's good. Yeah. I will give you your prizes very, very shortly, Aaron. Oh, Aaron says my first version was pretty rough, but then I went back and did a frame by frame fix. That would explain why things are so good frame by frame.
Nicely done. I loved it. I really enjoyed this one. Can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Yeah. I was also fixing frame by frame until yesterday. Wow. I lied being able to set the timing of.
Oh, that's
You
true.
like
Yeah.
typing? Okay.
Light.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. That
Ah,
definitely
okay.
helps with like making a bouncy animation, being able to set those frame times.
Yes. It's perks of the voxel object editor. Going frame by frame and setting the timing can make it so that you don't have to use so many frames to imply a bounce. Like you can just mess with the timings in between.
Mhm.
Stop obsessing. Oh, no, come back.
I like watching DMM just chase after it physically instead of with the
As if
button.
that's good.
I know, right? That's not going to stop it. Oh my goodness. Yes. So everybody who submitted something to this event did so through Discord. So make sure, if you want to join an event like this in the future, you hop over to discord.gg/.bigbang. And we'll announce when new events come up. At the end of the month, we have a community meetup with Bobby D, which will be super fun. They'll be talking about all sorts of stuff, things that are coming up in the next couple of months, things that have happened over the last month, and it'll be taking a look at like community submitted content and answering everybody's questions. So make sure you check that out. Sure to check out our social media as well. You can go to linktr.ee/.bigbang to check out our blog, our social, our Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, etc. All the links to that are linktr.ee/.bigbang. I'll post that in chat now. In fact, Ashley, could you post that in chat, please, when I find the tab with StreamYard in it, in the private one. There you go.
You have 50 tabs alone.
There's so many tabs on this side. It's insane. Yeah, so make sure you come check out our social media. All the links are there. Get in touch with us via Discord. What else am I missing?
Anybody among the community team want to say any final closing thoughts?
Yes, that.
Great work, everyone. And I'm excited to see. I feel like I don't know. This event was really fun. There's a ton of submissions. It's really exciting to see new members joining and old members staying around and just like still participating in all this stuff, joining the events, getting better. It's just really cool to watch the community grow and change over time. And this event really kind of showcased like how awesome our community is.
I definitely agree with that sentiment. The quality of work's just really, really cool as well. Considering that all of these were made in a week from the same object, it's quite impressive to see the display of creativity.
It was. I did not think that people would take this mask, I mean, in the directions that they did. And just every day, I was like, that I had to pull this little arena together. I was like, oh my gosh. I would tab over to Discord and see like 2 or 3 more had been dropped in the chat. And I'm like, I didn't even think of this. Why did you do that?
I know, every time I saw a submission, I was like, wait, what? How did they think of that? I was just thinking, like, put some, I don't know, Mardi Gras colors on it.
Yeah, I was really thinking everything was going to be purples and greens and golds.
Yeah, same.
But like every single one of them was so different in theme and approach. And yeah, I really look forward to doing more of these events with y'all, and just like seeing y'all in the weekly art challenges is always great as well. Thank you everyone that participated. And even if it's not for an event or a challenge and y'all just want voxel art scene, pop it in. I love looking at it, all of it. It's great.
Yeah, it's really satisfying just seeing the work people are doing.
Sure.
Oh, any thoughts, Charlie?
I'm just always impressed when we do one of these at the stuff people come up with, and also under the time limit as well. Like it's really cool to like see our little community come together and what people can do.
Well, that's that then. Okay, bye. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, check out our social media links. This game will be available tomorrow onwards. Well, it's available right now, but we'll tweak it so you can control the carnival, etc., on your own time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, judges. Thank you, everybody that participated, and thank you all for watching. Bye, Bob.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.